Good afternoon and welcome to North Little Rock High School, the side of the 7A state basketball tournament. We are into the second round, the quarterfinals, and the third of the four quarterfinal matchups on the girls' side features your Conway Lady Cats coming in 25-3, the number one seed from the Central, taking on the Van Buren Lady Pointers, 18-10 overall, the number 4 seed from the West. They come in off a win over the last team that this Conway team played, Bryant. Van Buren beating the Lady Hornets 61-32 earlier in the tournament. Levi, we're glad to be here. Tough yesterday. The guys fought back, never could get over the hump. Their season ended. The ladies are getting the center stage today, and I know they're excited to play.
Yeah, uphill battle yesterday for the Wampus Cats, and it's got me a little more cautious than normal coming into this Lady Cat matchup. Things I'm watching. My concerns.
Okay.
Bringing them back from football.
From football season.
My concerns. Got to stay out of foul trouble, number one.
Yes.
Because it's a short bench, right? A real short bench. Only go about 7 deep. Got to stay out of foul trouble. And I'm talking mainly about Cardrina Nolan and Asia Smith. They've had trouble with that throughout the season. So got to watch that. Number 2, free throw shooting. When you get to the line, you got to make them count, especially in the state tournament. We saw that play out yesterday as the Wampus Cats struggled to even get to the line. And then number 3, just do your thing. Keep doing you. I really expect Van Buren to try and slow things down against this Conway Lady Cat team, but it's hard to slow them down. They just keep going so fast the entire game.
These teams played earlier in the year. It was the 4th game for both teams when they played. Tonight is the 29th game for both teams, but in the 4th game, it was a Conway victory over at Claire Bates Arena in Van Buren. Final score there was 63-54. Conway got the win by 9 points that night. That evening, it was pretty much what's been all season long. The Lady Cats led by their 2 juniors, Maya Yelder and Asia Smith, both had 17 points when they played against Van Buren earlier in the year. Van Buren, on the other hand, had 3 players in double figures that night. None of them named Jamelyn Kinney, who is their best player, who's going to play her college basketball at Belmont. She wears number 14 for the team in green. Asia Smith, Maya Yelder, Alyssa Netherlane, Reagan Rotzel, and Cardrina Nolan. Those are your 5 starters for Coach Ashley Nance. She is 2 wins away from heading back to Hot Springs. That is a good start. Alyssa Netherlane drains a 3-pointer from the corner. Lady Cats up early.
You're going to see that a lot tonight, Jeff. They shoot a lot of threes at Bryant. 39 attempts. They're going to keep putting them up.
Double team and a foul. Jamelyn Kinney had the basketball. Alyssa Netherlane and Asia Smith were teaming up on the defense, but it's a foul called against Alyssa Netherlane, the senior. Whistle for the foul, and that's the first team foul, of course, just 30 seconds into the game this afternoon. Stolen away, that's Maya Yelder. Maya, right side to Asia Smith. Kinney on her. Cardrina Nolan asking for it. Instead, it's a shot from the top of the key. Shot is no good by Maya Yelder. There's a foul on the rebound. It's going to be called on the defense, on Van Buren.
Yeah, Cardrina getting some great position there, forcing Van Buren into a easy foul call.
Jamelyn Kinney, Erasmus Sandoval, Riley Ryan, Kaylee Evans, and Gentry Myers. Those are the 5 starters for Chris Bryant, the head coach of the Lady Pointers. With a trip from Van Buren, got a big win against Bryant on Wednesday afternoon. Asia Smith. Foul will be called. They'll get Ryan for it. That's her first.
Seeing the early mindset here. Hey, let's try and get that 3 if we can get it. If not, let's get it to our ballers. Let them drive in the lane, get some penetration, and make it up at the free throw line.
Correction on the foul. It is not on Riley Ryan. It's actually on Kaylee Evans. So their starter, number 23, a 5'11 junior, has got to sit down. She scored 15 points the first time that these 2 teams played, and in the game against Bryant, she scored 16 and had 8 rebounds. So that's a lot of talent on the bench early for Chris Bryant.
Yeah, and a big chance for Cardrina to step up big here next offensive possession.
5-0 following the 2 made free throws by Asia Smith. Lady Cats had a great season, but it will feel very empty if it does not include a trip to Hot Springs. Loose ball, still loose. Van Buren retains it. That is Sandoval. Almost stolen by Asia Smith. Kenny got the catch. Ball fake and a three-pointer. No good. Maya Yelder pulls down the air ball. Pass too strong. Too strong over the hands of Asia Smith.
Reagan Rotzel almost had her another block. A little less defensive possession.
Emily Grebe, number 42, is checked in to replace Kaylee Evans, who's out with those 2 quick fouls. 2 minutes in, Lady Cats on top 5-0. To say these Lady Cats have been hot in the first half would be an understatement. Shot is missed. Reagan Rotzel gets the rebound. Outlet, Maya Yelder. Spin move, loses it. Nolan. Rotzel, another lane. Thought about the three. Instead, Maya Yelder will take it. Got it. Bottom of the net. It is 8-0 early on. These Lady Cats in their last 2 games have outscored their opponents in the first half 98-17. 98-17. They have outscored Bryant and Mount St. Mary in their previous 2 games. So they have come out hot and stayed hot in the first 2 quarters.
That's not a misprint.
Absolutely not. That's Jamelyn Kinney. She's their best player, the Belmont commit. Misses that three-pointer. Sandoval's follow is no good.
You can see every time they get a defensive rebound, Coach Nance is saying, go, go, go. They just want to keep playing as fast as possible.
Deep three from Asia Smith. High off the back of the rim and no good. Three-point attempt is good. Riley Ryan splashes the three, and it's 8-3. 3 minutes and 15 seconds that it took for Van Buren to get on the scoreboard. Thank you for watching today. Wampus Cats to Go live on this Friday afternoon. If you're at work and watching or home and watching, let us know. We would love to hear from you. Find us on Facebook or Twitter, 5 Sports Live. If you're on Twitter, you can tweet at us. We'd love to hear from you. Three-point attempt, no good. Myers with the miss. Yelder controls the basketball somehow. Dribbles it back out. Now she'll take the open three. Front of the rim, no good. Asia Smith battling for the rebound with Gentry Myers, and Kinney will come out of there with it for Van Buren. Loose ball. And a jump ball. It'll be Van Buren's.
Who else? Reagan Rotzel getting her hand on a ball.
Jada Pickens and Kaija Chapman, the 6th and 7th Lady Cats off the bench all year long, get the call here again. In the first game for Conway in the state tournament. They're the number 1 seed from the Central. 3-way tie along with North Little Rock and Fort Smith Northside. Due to the different tiebreaker scenarios, Conway got the number 1 seed. And the number 4 seed from the Central, Little Rock Central, knocked off Fayetteville yesterday. Huge win. Little Rock Central getting that victory over Fayetteville, who had won 14 games in a row. And Central came in and knocked them off. So a chance with a Conway win and a Northside win for the 7A Central to control all 4 spots in the Final Four.
Yeah, I don't think that Central girls team is scared of anybody. The lineup they have to face.
Absolutely not. And a deep, deep three by Asia Smith as she lays the three-pointer in, following Jamelyn Kinney's three-pointer that she made. It's 11-6, 3 minutes to play. Yeah, anybody that has to play this 7A Central, when you've got 6 games against the likes of Conway, Northside, and North Little Rock, they are going to be battle-tested, and it proved itself yesterday. Foul underneath. That's going to be the first on Kaija Chapman. Second team foul. Alyssa Netherlane was called for one earlier. And Sandoval at the free throw line.
Netherlane already back in. It was a short rest for her.
And Jada Pickens out. Second one is good, and it's an 11-7 game. Conway on top. Netherlane. Move the ball around the perimeter. Reagan Rotzel. Yelder. They'll give her room. Shot is missed. Kaija Chapman gets the offensive rebound, goes up for the follow, and she is fouled.
We've seen it all season long. Nice minutes that Chapman can provide. Give Cardrina Nolan a little bit of a break, and she's a force to be reckoned with down there on the block.
Emily Grebe whistled for the foul. That is her first. Chapman at the line. Drains the first free throw. She is a 58% free throw shooter this year.
She has a very quick routine here.
Yes. 1 out of 2 from the line. And the lead is 5, 12-7, 2.5 to play. Long one-handed pass into the corner. Three-point attempt is good by Riley Ryan. And it's 12-10.
Three-point shooting has kept Van Buren in this one early.
Ryan scored 14 when these two teams played each other back in November. One of the 3 Lady Pointers in double figures. Yelder's scoop shot won't go. Chapman there, too far underneath, but draws the foul. And she's got 2 free throws upcoming, so we'll get to see this new, seems like it's new. I don't remember seeing her take the pass from the official at the top of the key like she is, and then taking a few steps up. That's the second on Grebe. And so here's the foul situation for Van Buren. Both of their post players now with 2 personal fouls. So between Cardrina Nolan and Kaija Chapman, the Lady Cats ought to be able to control the game inside when they're not taking a three-pointer every 15 seconds.
One thing we're seeing a little differently on the defensive end, if you watch Chapman this next possession, she is coming way out, almost to, I mean, she's coming right where her defender is, or the person she's defending is, and it's creating a lot of space for this Van Buren offense, and you've seen these three-pointers going up.
Conway gets the ball back after a series of bad passes, and Asia Smith in the corner drains it. Bottom of the net, 17-10. Lady Cats on top by 7. 90 seconds to play in the opening quarter. Quarterfinal matchup. Conway trying to join Little Rock Central and North Little Rock in the Final Four for girls basketball in 7A. Kenny's three-pointer no good. Rebound pulled down by Reagan Rotzel. Asia Smith. She'll slow things down a little bit and find Maya Yelder. Back to Smith. Standing on the N in NLR. They call that logo range. Not loco, not like crazy range, but logo.
A little bit of both.
Maybe, yeah. Yelder. Picked up defensively by Ryan. Alyssa Netherlane. Rotzel. Good perimeter passing, taking their time. Final minute. Down to 45 seconds now. Coach Nance seems to be content with her Lady Cats. She's taking the final shot. Lady Cats are up 7. Half a minute to go.
Van Buren seems content with it too.
Yeah.
They're not forcing anything here.
Lady Cats had a string of state championship appearances end last year. Was it last year?
Yeah. Yeah.
Why is it all running together?
They'd been three years in a row,
right.
and then didn't go last year and have a chance to get back this year.
Smith to Yelder. Maya, top of the key. Ran about a minute off the clock and got a shot up, but it is not good. Conway takes a 7-point lead into the benches here at the end of the first quarter. 17-10. Conway on top. Will take 60 seconds here between the quarters. 60-second break, and we're back on Conway Corp Channel 5.
Prevent break-ins with Conway Corp Home Security. Arm windows and doors with sensors, plus motion detectors throughout the house. All monitored 24/7. See inside and out with live video feed, and control it all with your all-in-one touchscreen panel, or from your mobile device. We make it easy to protect what matters. Security for you, powered by us.
17-10 at the end of the first quarter. Lady Cats are on top by 7, Levi.
Yeah, interesting quarter. All the points for both teams coming off three-point shooting and free throws. No made two-point field goals in the first quarter.
Very interesting.
Kind of interesting, yeah.
Not the way James Naismith designed the game,
right.
I believe.
Yeah, definitely was not his intention, back then. And both teams shooting in the, low to mid 40% from the three.
Okay.
Conway's made 4, and Van Buren has made 3.
There haven't been a whole lot of two-point attempts anyway.
No, only 2 for Conway. 2 for both teams. Yeah, I mean it's just been the 3 ball going up a lot there in the first quarter.
And some drives to the basket too that have created some free throw opportunities. Back of the rim, no good on the 3-point attempt by Asia Smith, so put another one in the miss column there. 30 seconds into the second quarter. That's Kinney. Alyssa Netherlane at the top of the 1-3-1. Reagan Rotzel. Sandoval gets by her, and there is a foul. That'll be the first one called on Cardrina Nolan.
Other strange thing that we're not used to seeing very, very often with these Lady Cats, only forced 2 turnovers in that first quarter.
Sandoval's free throw good. This Chris Bryant-led Van Buren Lady Pointer team starts 2 seniors. Sandoval, who's at the free throw line, along with Jamelyn Kinney, who is the young lady who's going to play her college ball over at Belmont in Nashville, and then 3 juniors. So there's a little bit of experience. They've handled the pressure well so far from Conway. Lady Cats leading by 6, 7 minutes to go in the first half. The winner plays at 6 o'clock tomorrow against the winner of Bentonville and Northside, who will play later on tonight. Asia Smith stays hot. She knocks down a 3-pointer, her 3rd of the night, and it is 20-11. That's Ryan, has the ball knocked away by Asia Smith. 2-on-1, the layup slides over the rim and in, and the Lady Cats have doubled up Van Buren 22-11. We'll take 30 seconds and come back on Conway Corp Channel 5.
Your life is about to change forever, and Conway Regional will be with you every step of the way. We're committed to being the best. That's why our OBGYNs won't deliver anywhere else. Your newborn will benefit from our groundbreaking nursery alliance with Arkansas Children's Hospital. And as you adapt to the new world that's in front of you, know that everyone at Conway Regional is all on the same team. Yours. One team, one promise. Conway Regional.
22-11, a nice little burst here from the Lady Cats, scoring 5 straight points to begin the second quarter.
I called out that turnover differential a few minutes ago. And the reason I did, and the reason it's so strange for Conway to only get 2 turnovers, is it's such a huge driver for their offense. And you saw it on that last possession for Conway as Asia Smith got the steal and finished at the rim.
Providing some pressure here in that 1-3-1. Asia Smith comes out, trying to trap. Pass into the corner to Schnackenberg. Sandoval to the rim, can't get it to go. Tipped out to Kinney. That's Ryan. Bounce pass into the corner. Olivia Schnackenberg with the miss. And the rebound gathered up by the Lady Cats.
You saw it perfectly there. Another great job by Cardrina Nolan getting position and forcing Van Buren into another, I don't want to say cheap foul, but you know what I mean? Forcing them into a mental mistake, which is going to put Conway even closer to the 1-on-1.
5 team fouls called against the Van Buren Lady Pointers, 3 called against Conway so far. Asia Smith dribbles in. Now will dribble out. Lady Cat showing some patience. Netherlane back to Smith. Nolan working inside. They're content to throw the ball around the perimeter. Smith thought about the skip pass and pulled it down. Netherlane, Alyssa Netherlane, standing on the K in North Little Rock on the court, was right in line with where we're standing broadcasting the game from. Great shot by Netherlane. Drains it, and it's a 14-point lead.
3-point shooting is just such a big part of this offense, but when it's falling like it is right now, You're talking a good 15% better than their average.
Steal, Reagan Rotzel.
They're a hard team to beat when they're doing that.
Smith. In the corner, Netherland, good catch. Rotzel, Yelder. Almost logo range again, Levi. Hand off to Cardrina Nolan, lays it in. Great ball movement. The Lady Cats are rolling up 16.
Man, Yelder picking up where she left off at Bryant with some more beautiful passing.
We talked about it. This team is playing its best basketball right now. Bad pass, loose ball. Who's it going to be off of? It'll be off of Kenny.
So Alyssa play soccer? A little soccer move there. I kind of liked it.
Playing some feisty basketball. Love it. We are just about at the halfway point of this second quarter. Yelder pulled it down. 27-11. Rotzel. Reagan. Good little Euro step. Can't get it to go. Cardrina Nolan left hand. Sandoval gets the board. Ryan gives it off to Sandoval. That was good ball movement and a quick timeout called by the Lady Pointers. 3:36 to go in the first half. We'll take 30 seconds and come back on Conway Corp Channel 5.
Hi, I'm Robin Dyer and welcome to Burn. It's time to work out. This workout is going to be quick, something you can do at home for your busy lifestyle. Give me about half an hour and I'm going to help you find your breathless edge. This is the workout that's going to be suited just for you. So come join me and let's get fit together.
Lady Cats talking to Coach Ashley Nance and Coach Jeff Gifford. The success that those two have had leading this program is second to none. They've had another great year, 25-3 this year. Looking for win number 26 today, and if they win, they will play tomorrow at 6 o'clock against the winner of Bentonville and Fort Smith Northside. Those two teams will make up the bottom half of the Final Four. The top half is an all 7A Central matchup. Little Rock Central defeated Fayetteville yesterday and played a great game in doing so. Very much battle-tested, got the win, knocked off a Fayetteville team that had won 14 games in a row, and they were the defending state champions, too. So, great win yesterday for the Central.
I mean,
for Central and for the Central.
If you're Central and you've played Conway, Northside, North Little Rock 6 times, you're not going to be afraid of any purple Bulldogs or whatever they're called. I forgot.
That's it, yeah. Purple Dogs. Netherlane. Missed that one.
Well, before that three-point attempt, Lady Cats 6 of 12. So we're shooting a cool 50%.
Cardrina Nolan got her hand in there. Alyssa Netherland comes out with it. And Asia Smith will go to the free throw line. That was a hard fall. Jamelyn Kinney fell, and it looked like, I was watching the shot, but it does look like the back of her head may have hit the court.
Yeah, I think she kind of landed a little bit on Asia Smith and then couldn't quite get her feet as she fell back and kind of whiplashed her head there.
Yeah, good round of applause by the fans from both teams here for Jamelyn Kinney.
Van Buren just 3 points here in this second quarter.
Lady Cats led 17-10 after the end of the first quarter.
Another good stat. I talked about it in my concerns. I'll let her shoot the first one. I didn't want to jinx her.
All right, see what you do with the second one.
Conway 6 of 7 from the free throw line.
That's good. That's very good.
If it doesn't become 7 of 8, then I'm gonna get in trouble.
Gentry Myers checks back in. Kaylee Evans also. There you go, Levi.
It's my fault, yeah.
Correction, Kaylee Evans still off the court. She's the starter for them. They got 2 quick fouls early on. Yelder traveled with the basketball. Trying to move by her defender quickly and took an extra step. 15-point lead for the Lady Cats.
They were calling that a lot yesterday, too, in that guys game. Things can get a little tighter sometimes in the state tournament. You have to adjust to that quickly.
A number of times that Van Buren has been able to find an open player underneath against this 1-3-1.
Yeah, I know they're down by 15, but they've done a really good job of finding open shooters, but then also making that extra pass in the interior to get an open layup. Doesn't feel like they're down by 15 if you've just been watching the way they've moved the ball.
2.5 to go in the first half. And another travel. Coming up at halftime, the Conway Regional Health System halftime show. And if you've missed it, we'll re-air a really great feature that was done by Spirit 52, Zach Arns and the crew from Northwest Arkansas about Maya Yelder and Asia Smith. Those two young ladies right there, the juniors that tore the ACL. Each had a torn ACL in their knees around the same time. They've been friends forever and the two leading scorers for this team, and it's a really interesting story that they did, and we've aired it a couple of times, but it's worth showing again, and we'll show it to you at halftime coming up. 2 minutes to go in the first half. Conway up 15, a missed opportunity on that end of the court, and now a foul called. That will be on Maya Yelder. Fourth team foul, that's her first.
Her first personal foul and the fourth team foul.
Blocked. Nolan blocked it without jumping. Skip pass. Myers. Travel with the basketball.
Well, that was fortunate for Conway because they have a little bit of confusion on the defensive side here this last possession. Have to iron that out. Coach Nance could probably could hear her coming over her microphone. Yeah. She was trying to direct her Lady Cats.
Minute and a half to go. Lady Cats lead 28-13. Rotzel, Smith.
Rotzel's been quiet, no points tonight, only one three-point attempt.
She and Netherlane will switch ends on the baseline. Lady Cats content to dribble a little bit, pass the ball around, maybe see if there's a foul somewhere, and they'll go to the free throw line if there is. 1-on-1 coming up. The other thing that happens whenever you do that is sometimes you can lull the defense to sleep, and it just takes a half a second for someone to lose their player that they're guarding, and it's an easy layup. So that does a couple of things, not to mention the fact that it just gets you another few seconds closer to a victory, which ultimately is what you're trying to do, get a win and move on. Evans back in the game. She misses everything. That's Kaylee Evans, who been plagued with foul trouble tonight and hasn't been on the court very much for Bryant.
Little miscommunication here is that official originally called Van Buren ball, and the other far side official came over and corrected it.
And just so you don't think I'm losing it, I know that we're not playing Bryant. Their head coach is Chris Bryant, and so I know that yesterday I said that someone got an email instead of a rebound and called a friend of ours by the complete wrong first name. So I'm peaking at the end of the season, Levi.
Yeah, well, hey, you know what? Broadcasters, they feel the state tournament pressure too, okay?
That is true. That is true. Final 30 seconds of the second quarter, blocked away by Smith, but Van Buren controls. Three-point attempt no good by Kenny, and the rebound to Reagan Rotzel. 15 seconds to go. The Lady Cats have not scored in a while. They lead 28-13, but it's been this 15-point margin for too many trips down the court. Yelder all the way in, can't get it to go. Dribbles out, it's knocked out of bounds. 2.1 seconds to go, and they're going to say it's off of Conway. So Coach Nance talking to her Lady Cats about their end of quarter execution. It has not been what they really looked for, I think, the last two. Three-pointer will go. Count if it goes. It almost went. Instead, we're at halftime with Conway up 28-13, holding Van Buren to only 3 points in that second quarter. We'll take time now for the Conway Regional Health System halftime show.
Hi, I'm Dr. Greg Kendrick with Conway Regional Health System. Conway Regional has been an important part of this community since 1938, providing excellent care with skill and compassion. But we're not just a hospital. Let me tell you about some of our fantastic facilities and services. Located off of College Avenue, just a few blocks down from the medical center, Conway Regional After Hours Clinic is equipped to handle a wide variety of problems for patients of all ages. If you need urgent care, and it's after work or on the weekend, the Conway Regional After Hours Clinic is open 7 days a week with no appointment necessary. Conway Regional After Hours Clinic, your best option for after-hours care. Located on Robinson Avenue next to Laurel Park, the Conway Regional Rehabilitation Hospital is one of only 4 licensed inpatient rehab hospitals in the entire state. Patients are cared for by specially trained staff under the direction of an on-site physician who specializes in rehabilitation medicine. Conway Regional Rehab Hospital, your choice for comprehensive care to bring you one step closer to home. With 4 locations in Conway and Greenbrier, some with extended clinic hours, our dedicated team provides therapy services, including physical, speech, and occupational therapy, aquatic therapy, cardiac rehabilitation, sports outreach, and pelvic floor rehabilitation. At Conway Regional, we are committed to providing all of our patients the highest quality of care.
Well, we've been playing together since 2nd grade, and it's kind of hard to not click with each other.
Asia, we've been playing together for a long time, and she just knows how to play, and during the game, if I get down or whatever, like, she's always there to help.
I think they're like sisters. They're gonna hang out at times, they fight like sisters, but then at the end of the day, they love like sisters do too.
They're practically the same player. Defensively, both have great noses for the basketball, unselfish with the basketball, understand the game that they have to play to work together.
This is Spirit 52, recapturing the real spirit of high school sports in Arkansas. Presented by Gatorade and First Security Bank, inspiring us all to what's possible.
That's Asia Smith and Maya Yelder, 2 junior guards leading the Conway Lady Cats this season to near the top of the 7A Central standings. But before their great play this season, they had serious setbacks to overcome.
If I go down hurt, I don't cry. But the first thing that happened is I started crying. I was like, okay, has to be something serious.
When I first was going into surgery, she was there, like, just holding my hand. I was laying in the bed, about to cry because I was scared. And I didn't want to be out of basketball.
When those 2 had the injury, we were like, oh man, you know, what's that gonna do for this class? You just never know how they're gonna come back from an ACL injury.
They each tore their ACLs playing on the same AAU team the July before their 9th grade year. Asia her left knee and Maya her right knee. That forced them to sit out their entire freshman year for Conway.
For them to do it the same month, pretty much just had the same injury. I don't know if that was God saying, okay, Maya needs Asia and Asia needs Maya, and here we go.
I was hurt, and when I got to therapy, I had to go every single day. They would just push my knee to like the breaking point every day. Like I'd be crying every day when I left therapy.
And we did the same thing for 8 months. And I was like, I need some running down the court, shooting. It was horrible.
I didn't go to school for like a month after surgery. Laid in the bed every day. I couldn't shower on my own. I had to get my food brought to me.
They tell you how long it should take, and it's about 6 months. And so when we were both at 6 months, we were like, when are we gonna get released? We were both like, it'll happen, just be patient. And so there were a lot of dark moments.
Since we didn't get to play basketball, we were like connecting outside of basketball, and I think that helped us connect better in basketball because we spent that outside time just being together.
We knew we were going to miss out on a full year of watching 2 talented athletes be on the court together, and we're enjoying the first of the 2 years we're going to get, but it would have been nice to have 3.
These 2 young ladies, I mean, they worked extremely hard the summer before their sophomore year, and I would say most people that watch, if they didn't know, they wouldn't know they had an ACL injury.
I would say that it is incredible that they've been able to come back, but that shows the resilience that they've got, the work ethic that they've got, and I know with any injury, you have a little bit of self-doubt that can come in. That's where other injuries occur. We haven't seen any of that this year.
Speaking of not seeing anything this year, the big bulky knee braces they each had to wear last season can no longer be found, and they say that's a good thing.
like, I hated the brace. I didn't wear the brace when I wasn't like under supervision. It was heavy, makes you run slower. I went to the doctor for this year, for the season. He was like, you don't need the brace. That was the biggest relief ever.
Maya hated hers. I was kind of like, okay, if I want to play, then I have to wear this brace. She got rid of hers completely, and I still wear this stretchy knee brace, and it just surrounds my kneecap. Next year, I look forward to getting completely out of it.
I was a little insecure about is when they got out of their brace. I really struggled with that. I knew if I were to lose either one of them, it would be detrimental to our season. Probably selfishly, I was like, let's stay in our brace as long as we can.
Now with the injuries behind them and a realistic shot at a state championship looming ahead of them this season, they want to come full circle and prove their hard road of recovery was worth it.
It was pretty crazy. I knew I'd be here, but I had no idea that I would tear my ACL. Coming back from the ACL is not anything easy.
And everything that they do really is a lockstep out that their whole careers, rehab, and now actually been on the court have played out.
We're just thankful, like even getting to be here. I never thought like I would work my leg up to this point to be scoring 20 points like a game.
It's two girls that are probably going to play Division I basketball and do so at a high level. I mean, I don't know if they're going to be SEC level, but there's a chance for that.
I hope you enjoyed this week's story brought to you by First Security Bank. Here's a sneak peek at next week's episode.
Like, it's stuff that you see D1 players doing in college, not in high school, so it's just really surprising to watch.
I'm going to be honest with you. Marquisha is the most special talent I've ever seen in my 15 years.
Asia Smith drains the three-pointer. Good hands. Netta Lane knocked it loose. Smith gathered it up, finds Maya Yelder. And they find Maya Yelder. That left her open for three. She got it. Maya Yelder got it. Smith behind the back. Asia, 14 points. Lady Cat's going to do something quick. Maya Yelder, three-pointer is good. Huge basket. Welcome back to North Little Rock. Great to see that story once again. Battle Scars made by Zach Arns and Tyler Washner from Spirit 52. Appreciate them taking the time to help tell some of the story of a couple of Lady Cats that we've grown to love to watch play, and we've loved to watch them and the rest of their teammates play so far tonight. It's halftime, leading 28-13.
You know what I really love about getting to watch them play? We get to watch them play again next year.
That's right.
We're not having to get ready to say goodbye to them just yet, so I do appreciate that. So here's the good news for Conway. Shooting 43% from the three-point line. 6 of 14. Also doing fairly well from the free throw line, 6 of 9. But here's where they're not doing so well. Only 2 made two-point field goals in the first half. And shot 2 of 9 and missed a lot of really close to the rim buckets that this team would normally convert on. So that's a little concerning if you're looking at things to work on here in the second half. Maintain that lead. Only 3 turnovers, so that's really good for Conway. And they've kept Kenny, Van Buren's best player, to just 3 points in the first half.
Leading 28-13, one of these two teams is 2 quarters away from playing in the Final Four tomorrow, the state semifinals. The top half is Little Rock Central and North Little Rock, and Conway's looking to be the third team to move to the Final Four. That'll be played again tomorrow. The 4th spot to be determined by Bentonville and Fort Smith Northside. They play later on this evening. Reagan Rotzel was not a part of the three-point party there in the first half, and she misses her first attempt here in the second half. 15-point lead for the Lady Cats. 30 seconds in. Good defense by Asia Smith. Pass underneath to Sandoval. Can't get it to go. But once again, Levi, they found that open teammate underneath.
Yeah. They've been finding that with frequency tonight. Luckily for Conway, they haven't been shooting very well.
Cardrina Nolan cleans it up. 30-13. That's Ryan. She had a couple of three-pointers in the first half. Kenny. Pass to Ryan was just outside of her reach, and a turnover. Van Buren gives the basketball back to Conway. These teams played one another on November 21st. It was a 63-54 win for the Lady Cats over in Van Buren. And, of course, for a few cycles, they were conference opponents.
It's been a while.
A little familiar with the Pointers, yeah.
That was a weird few years.
That's a good way to put it.
The 7A, 6A shenanigans. I'm glad we don't have to deal with that anymore.
Yeah, that was tough. Had to get up and get excited about 3 games a year in conference play. Cardrina Nolan short. And the rebound to Evans. Kaylee Evans. Sandoval gets it. Has to double clutch. Can't get the shot to go, and a whistle and a foul. They're going to get Reagan Rotzel for it. Reagan disagreed.
No, you know what else I love, Jeff? Talked about all the stats. I love not having to do stats. I had to do stats yesterday, and it was difficult.
Sometimes when the games happen at 2:30 in the afternoon and folks have other jobs, they can't always make it. So that was the case yesterday. You had to double up on duties.
Yeah, glad to have stats back and helping us out.
(30-15) following the made basket. Yell Smith playing catch at the top. Coach Nance gesturing, trying to move some offensive players around. Some pieces to the chess match. Netherlane inside to Cardrina Nolan. Strong, can't make the shot. Sandoval with it.
Yeah, Cardrina has had a few looks tonight, not as many as she's used to, but not able to convert.
The shot goes. So a little run here for Van Buren. Kaja Chapman's going to come in. And Cardrina Nolan is out. Second foul of the half called against Reagan Rotzel, and that's the second team foul of the half. And a three-point play there by Evans, who was plagued by foul trouble in the first half. Getting back on the court and definitely contributing for Coach Chris Bryant and his Lady Pointers.
Conway looking a little lifeless here in the third quarter.
They've scored 2 points in 3 minutes. Chapman gives it up to Asia Smith. She is fouled and will go to the line. First foul on the night on Gentry Myers. And the first team foul, and Asia Smith will step to the line.
Well, we've said it all year. Anytime you're in a little bit of a lull, best way to kickstart things is right at the free throw line. Make sure you take advantage of every opportunity you have there.
Both free throws are good, and a quick timeout called by Coach Ashley Nance. We'll take it with the teams on the court. 30 seconds, and we are back to North Little Rock on Conway Corp Channel 5. (32-18) is our score. Little heads up. Yeah, how's it going?
Wave.
Responding to some texts over there. It's a multimedia performance here that we have. The tweeting and the whatnot. 4:57 to play, and it is 32-18.
I was looking at stats.
Okay. I was returning a tweet.
So, Lady Cats shooting around the 43% mark at the half for the three-point line. It's dropped down to 38% here in the third quarter with a few misses. And if you're Conway, you want to make sure you finish this game strong, put a little emphasis into it. Last thing you want to do is let Van Buren find a way to make this more stressful than it needs to be.
No reason for it to be interesting. And it's getting more interesting. Gentry Myers knocks down a three-pointer. 9-point game. Rotzel Best look at a three she's had tonight. It's too strong. Asia Smith there to clean it up, but gets knocked to the ground, fouled by Kenny, and she'll go to the line.
Yeah, Rota's been a little out of sorts here in this
after having
first
a great
game
into the season.
Maybe a little first state tournament action jitters.
Could be, yeah. She didn't play. She wasn't as much a part of the rotation last year, of course. So getting to play her first game. And just the fact that the Lady Cats haven't played in a week. You know, that's the other thing, is you're used to playing every Tuesday, every Friday, and since they did not have the break in between the two halves of the season, they've played every Tuesday and every Friday for, 7 straight weeks? 6 straight weeks. Getting back in the rhythm of things, halfway through the third quarter, leading 33-21. Three-point attempt is no good. Long rebound picked up by Maya Yelder. Maya, crossover, off the glass, no good. Kaija Chapman, 35-21.
That's what the Lady Cats have to find a way to do, getting those turnovers, getting those defensive rebounds, and forcing things in transition. That's when they're at their best.
Myers, skip pass to Kenny. Jamilyn Kenny trying to get started. Just hasn't been able to get going tonight. Conway's done a nice job on her. She scored 15 in their big victory over Bryant the other night. That game against Bryant on Wednesday night, Van Buren won 61-32. Free throws upcoming for Evans.
Be just the 6th and 7th free throw attempts for Van Buren. Got to make sure you block out here. Don't give Van Buren any second chance opportunities.
You mentioned the really incredible situation that the Lady Cats have had in the first half of the last 2 games. Why don't we tell you what they've done if you include this game in the first half? We'll do that next. 30 seconds and we're back on Conway Corp Channel 5.
Prevent break-ins with Conway Corp Home Security. Arm windows and doors with sensors, plus motion detectors throughout the house. All monitored 24/7. See inside and out with live video feed, and control it all with your all-in-one touchscreen panel, or from your mobile device. We make it easy to protect what matters. Security for you, powered by us.
Lady Cats lead 35-23. Conway's had a really unbelievable first half dominance in their last 2 games. They outscored their opponents 98-17. 98-17 in the first half against Mount St. Mary and Bryant. Well, that continued in the first half tonight, leading 28-13 at the half. So they've outscored their opponents the last 3 games, 126-30. Wow, 126-30. They're outscoring their opponents in the first half. You win a game, though, with 4 good quarters, 2 good halves. Got to finish strong, and this Van Buren team, they're not going to go away, and you wouldn't expect anyone to go away this deep into a season. It's obviously a good team that's playing in the quarterfinals.
Yeah, and Van Buren just 3 points in the second quarter. They're outscoring Conway in this quarter, though, 10-7.
12-point lead. Yelder. Entry pass to Cardrina Nolan. Beats Kaylee Evans to the basket. It is 37-23. 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. Lady Cats looking to make a return trip to the semifinals. And then another trip to Hot Springs, a place they have gotten very, very familiar with, but 2 wins away from that.
Yeah, I was doing a little playoff preview this week, and I got to that stat of looking for their 4th trip in 5 years. It's an incredible thing to be able to say.
Yeah, the amount of success, the number of wins, it has been a remarkable run and fun to have a front row seat to for these years. Maya Yelder steps in front of the pass, goes to the left hand, soft off the glass. The lead is 15. Correction, lead is 17.
Beautiful instincts there from Yelder.
The lead is 16. Somebody jump in here. Goodness. I told you, I'm peaking at the right time.
You got those first-round jitters, too, I guess.
Well, I don't know what's going on. Can't do math. That's what's going on. 39-23. I'm sorry, you were saying.
I was just saying, great instincts there from Yelder as she kind of sniffed that out from across court, picked that one off, and then even better ability to finish.
39-23. Lady Cats have shown that they are not afraid to just kind of take the air out of the ball at the end of quarters. They did it the first and the second, didn't end up scoring either time. See what they choose to do here as we approach the end of the third quarter. Lady Cats leading 39-23. Lexi Miller in the game. Kenny playing with 3 personal fouls.
One thing you've seen them do a little bit more than normal here in the third quarter is picking up the ball just so quickly, picking up that dribble.
Skip past another lane. Skips over Yelder. Yelder gets the pass. Back from Asia Smith. Asia thought about a 3. Reagan Rotzel will take the 3, trying to get something going. Alyssa Netherlane pulls it out. 90 seconds to go, and once again, the Lady Cats showing the end of the quarter that they are content to just take their time. See if Coach Chris Bryant and Van Buren forces the action a little bit.
You'd love to see Rotzel get something going, though, here. You don't want to go over in this first game.
That's right.
Just build some confidence.
Yelder will take the 3-pointer and drain it. Maya Yelder. Well, that's the way you dial it up, right? I mean, you want to take your time, take your time, take your time, and then make 3 points out of it. And the lead, well, you do the math. It's 42-23. Tipped away, stolen, Cardrina Nolan. Foul. That'll be the 4th team foul.
Not a bad foul there by Van Buren.
No, not at all.
Stop this transition.
Sandoval whistled for it.
Foul assessed to Lady Pointers number 15, Ira Sandoval. Her first personal foul, 4th.
Ira Sandoval whistled for it. Final 50 seconds now of quarter number 3. Lady Cats just a little over 8 minutes away from moving on to the state semifinals, or does Van Buren have a comeback in them? We'll see how it all unfolds. Half minute to go in this third quarter. Smith, now they're showing some aggressiveness with the basketball at the end of the quarter. It'll lead to free throws. Just about the time you think you figured her out.
17 points for Asia Smith.
She scored 17 the first time these two teams played back in November. She has 18 now. And the lead is 20, 43-23. The Lady Cats are in control.
And 7 of those points make it 8 coming from the free throw line.
Nice. 19 points now for the junior Asia Smith. 25 seconds to play as we approach the end of the third quarter. Lady Cats up 21. Sandoval kicks it out. Loose ball. Evans will find it. Kenny. Good dish underneath. Layup goes for Ira Sandoval. Stolen away. Kenny for 3. And the third quarter comes to an end. Conway leads 44-25. We take 60 seconds and come back for the fourth quarter on Conway Corp Channel 5.
Your life is about to change forever, and Conway Regional will be with you every step of the way. We're committed to being the best. That's why our OB/GYNs won't deliver anywhere else. Your newborn will benefit from our groundbreaking nursery alliance with Arkansas Children's Hospital. And as you adapt to the new world that's in front of you, know that everyone at Conway Regional is all on the same team. Yours. One team, one promise. Conway Regional.
Hi, I'm Robin Dyer and welcome to Burn. It's time to work out. This workout is going to be quick, something you can do at home for your busy lifestyle. Give me about half an hour and I'm going to help you find your breathless edge. This is the workout that's going to be suited just for you. So come join me and let's get fit together.
Lady Cats have the big lead. Levi 44-25 as we start the fourth quarter.
Yeah, just one Lady Cat in double figures. Asia Smith with 19 points, more than double any other Lady Cat. Maya Yelder with 8, and then you've got Nolan and Netherland each with 6, and Chapman with 5. Good 5 points off the bench for Chapman.
Yes. Yeah, and when the game was much closer, she was getting those points for the Lady Cats. Loose ball knocked away, and they will get Alyssa Netherlane. She thought she had all ball, but could be called for it.
That three-point percentage has come down, significantly since the first half, but still, 37%, that's 6% better than your season average. And,
yes.
And when you're putting up, just 19. I say just 19 because they put up 39 at Bryant.
Right.
But still, when you're putting up that many, any percentage point better is just going to lead to good outcomes.
Jamelyn Kinney knocks down a long three-pointer. It's 44-28.
That was her first points here in the second half. She had 3 in the first half, now 3 here in the second.
Yelder puts up a wild shot that will not go. Loose ball. Netherlane had it out to Cardrina Nolan. Cardrina goes up with the left hand. Here's the other thing. I think the heat's getting to me.
It is warm in here.
There's no air conditioning unit here at the Small Tell Arena. And I think it's finally catching up to me. Am I sweating?
You're glistening.
I am, right?
You're glistening,
I need
yeah.
makeup. Your nose is shiny.
You're shiny, yeah.
Man. I just realized that
you're glowing.
Beads of sweat were tripping down my forehead.
How many more adjectives can I provide here?
I appreciate your positivity. 45-28. Loose ball. Oh, good hustle. Look for the Lady Cats and the Lady Pointers.
That's what you look for from your leader right there. 19 points. Diving for balls late in the game with a pretty nice lead.
Jada Pickens back in the game. This Lady Cat team just going 7 deep tonight as they have most of the year. Doesn't matter if you win by 1 or 40. You just want to win and move forward to the next round. Lady Cats looking for these final 6 minutes and 45 seconds to run off the clock with them on top, and they're going to have to continue to play defense against this Van Buren team because they will shoot the three-pointers. Cut the lead to 14. It was 20 at one point.
Yeah, they're not going to be able to let that foot off the pedal.
Good idea, but the pass went by everybody, and so it goes out of bounds. Van Buren basketball.
You talked about that 7 deep. It hadn't even really felt like that tonight because Pickens has been in very limited.
Very limited.
Maybe
yes.
A minute now. It's been a short amount of game time.
So it's really felt more like 6 deep.
And she's a player that can be a real difference maker off the bench. I'm not sure if it's just a matchup.
Yelder will get the steal and the bucket. Coach Ashley Nance saying, and one. Not happy that there was no foul called there. 47-31. Lady Cats in control here. Ball goes out of bounds. Off of the knee of Sandoval. She plays for Van Buren. So it is Conway basketball. Again, the Lady Cats, if they win, they will play tomorrow night at 6 o'clock. And we will have the broadcast for you live, Channel 5 and 585 on Conway Corp Cable. Streaming live at conwaycorp.com/WC2Go. That's where you're able to watch the games online on your mobile device or on your desktop, your smart TV. Cardrina Nolan gets the basket. 49-31. But we'll be live tomorrow night, a little before 6 o'clock. The Lady Cats win. If they were to lose this game, it would be the end of the season. Coach Ashley Nance not looking for things to end this afternoon in North Little Rock at all. And they're 5 minutes away from moving on.
I had a funny, short conversation with Coach Gifford before the game. I said, "Are your Lady Cats ready?" He said, "Man, you just never know."
I appreciate the honesty of that.
Like, you just
I mean,
never
you're
know
dealing with high
that,
school kids.
that first playoff game.
Yep.
You know, emotions, and it's stressful.
And you can see there's some adrenaline. There's some shots that are being missed long that normally probably aren't missed long. That's just pure adrenaline pushing those balls past.
That's the benefit you get when you get that first round bye, is that first game, it's going to be against a lower seeded opponent. So you give yourself a little bit of breathing room. But they're not going to be able to do this in the next round.
That's right, or beyond. Correct. It's only going to get more difficult. Reagan Rotzel going for the block there, didn't get it.
And I'm talking like they don't have an 18-point lead, but, you know, I mean, this is going to sound weird, but they've had a pretty average game for them. And
yeah, they would probably say the same thing.
It's going to take more than average in the next one and hopefully two.
Well, and from a scorer standpoint, Asia Smith's had a great game, but really no one else has been able to do a whole lot offensively.
I think that puts her at 20.
Grebe back in for Van Buren. Asia Smith has shot the ball well from the free throw line tonight, and she is the leading scorer for these Lady Cats. And the Conway Lady Cats back up by 20, 51-31. We are past the halfway mark of the fourth quarter. Steele, Yelder will go to the line.
Second time tonight she's sniffed one of those out and been able to get a hand on it. Good job by her drawing the contact.
This is Maya Yelder. Love watching her play. Love the way that she fills the stat sheet. She is second on this team in points. She's second on the team in total rebounds. This is as a 5'8" guard. Second on the team in total rebounds. She leads the team in defensive rebounds. She leads the team in assists. She leads the team in steals. She leads the team in deflections.
Well, and all of those things you're talking about, it's all instincts. And
yes.
We mentioned that earlier in the broadcast, but she has such good basketball instincts. She just knows where to be to cause trouble for the other team.
Another steal. Pickens got the steal that time, but Maya Yelder, she got to make the sweet move at the basket and lay it in and give the Lady Cats their biggest lead, up 24. Just a little over 3 minutes to play in the state quarterfinal game. With a win, the Lady Cats move on to the Final Four tomorrow. Three-point attempt by Ryan, no good. Rebound, Nolan.
Going to make an admission. It's going to make me sound silly, but I still thought we were in the third quarter.
Oh, no, my friend. We are 3 minutes away from packing up.
That's just me wanting more basketball. I don't know what to say.
Well, I think we're getting to that point where it'd be safe to say you have more basketball tomorrow night. And this will, with Conway can finish things out here in these final 3 minutes, will be the third team from the 7A Central to punch their ticket to that Final Four tomorrow.
Kind of the opposite of what we saw on the guys' side.
Yeah, the guys' side, it has been all West. Now, North Little Rock won last night, or excuse me, Fort Smith Northside won last night. And so they will take on Fayetteville in one half of the boys' bracket. And then the other half of the boys' bracket, it is North Little Rock and Bentonville West playing after us. And then Harbor and Heritage play later on tonight at 8:30, the game that the Wampus Cats would have been in had they won yesterday. 57-31. Coach Nance about to empty her bench. Ball goes out of bounds, going to stay on this end, and some Lady Cats are going to get a chance to play in the state tournament. Tamaya Wiseman comes in. Got Emily Cecil in the game. Olivia Kilgord's in the game. T. Rector's checked in. And Lydia York is out there as well, as the 5 Lady Cats have come on the court to finish out these last 3 minutes. And a good night and a good win. Not a great night, but a good night.
Well, it was a great night for Asia Smith.
No, that's true.
You talked about that. Got final numbers here for your starters. Asia Smith, 23 points here. And like we said, 12 of that coming from the free throw line. So really a great overall performance for her. She was also 4 of No, 3 of 5 from the three-point line. And then Maya Yelder with 14, so she was also in double figures. Cardrina Nolan was close. She had 9 points and just good. She had 9 and 9 rebounds, so almost a double-double for her.
Well, this Conway program has had really incredible success, and it's going to continue with another trip to the Final Four, and they will be one game away from going back to Hot Springs. Stolen away. That's Wiseman. And then commits the foul. Isn't that the way it goes? You get the steal. You're about to score in a state tournament game. You miss the shot, then you commit the foul.
They call those frustration fouls, right?
They do.
So tonight, Lady Cats shot 78% from the free throw line. They finished 35% from the three.
Okay.
And things picked up significantly on the interior shooting. They finished at 40%. It was looking pretty rough in the first half.
Real
So
rough.
that picked up in the second. You saw a lot of that coming from Cardrina and Maya Yelder getting a lot of penetration as well. And just 5 turnovers. It was a little closer in the first half, that turnover differential. But Van Buren finishing, well, it's not over, but they're 17 now. So
right.
Conway really picked that up in the second half, and they have to do that because their offense just feeds off of turnovers and points in transition.
Second free throw is good. It is 57-35. Again, this is a Van Buren team that played Conway to within 9 back in November. We talked about how the Lady Cats are really playing their best basketball of the year as the season is coming to a close, and that's the case. Lydia York, the sophomore, 5'4" guard, drains the three-pointer. She scores in a state tournament game. Good for Lydia.
Conway now at 60 points on the game. They average 66 on the season.
Okay. Foul is called on Emily Cecil.
And their opponents have averaged 47 a game, so they've kept Van Buren 10 points under that.
$60-38. I think Coach Nance will be pleased. There's definitely some room for improvement, but what you want to do when it gets to March is survive in advance, win, and move on to the next round, and they will do that in somewhat convincing manner, but as we've talked about, and they would say the same. We'll be live tomorrow night. If you can make the trip down here, we certainly would love that. I mean, we'd love a huge crowd, cheer these girls on, but if you can't for some reason, we'd love to be able to entertain you with the broadcast tomorrow night and hopefully watch 4 quarters of good basketball and get these Lady Cats onto Hot Springs. But they are 1 win away from doing just that. Your final score, Conway 60, Van Buren 38. The Lady Cats improved to 26-3 overall, and more importantly, they move on to the state semifinals. Levi, some of the final numbers.
Yeah, 23 points and 2 rebounds, 2 steals from Asia Smith, your leader offensively and your leader on the team.
Yep.
You're going to need performances like that here in the state tournament if you hope to get a ring at the end of all of it. And then Maya Yelder, 14 points, and Cardrina Nolan, 9 points and 9 boards. So that's your core 3 right there. Reagan Rotzel, little absent tonight. Nothing from her. So only a